Hello student, today I am going to discuss about a new chapter, that is chapter 5, separation of substance. Separation of substance, the objective of separation of substance is to remove harmful components, that is it may be toxic, it may cause disease. Then second objective, to remove the unwanted non-useful component like stone particles, soil particles, straw, husk present along with the food grain. And ultimate objective of separation of substance is to get a useful component that can be used as a food, that can be used as a medicine, that can be used any food materials. So there are different methods. What are different methods for separation of substance? First and oldest method, that is the hand picking. Why this is one oldest method? Because from the mixture of different size impurities particles we can separate the larger size impurities with the help of hand, with the help of fingers, through using our eyes. So you have observed a grandmother, your mother, separating the stone particles, the straw particle from the different fruit grains with the help of winnow. Second method, that is the threshing. Threshing, a method for separating the grain, food grain, with the help of beating on a hard surface using our hand. So threshing, it is a method of separating grain from their stalk by beating the stalks on hard surface. It can be a stone piece on which we beat the stalk along with food grain. Threshing can also be done by hand with the help of taking a big log of wood, or by using bullock legs, hoods, or by machine or thresher. You can observe a thresher or combine through which we can do a threshing, means separation of grain from the stalk by a thresher with the help of motor. But manually you can use a bullock muscular strength, muscular energy, and our muscles energy through beating the stalk along with food grain on a hard surface. So we try to separate the food grain from the stalk of the plants. It can be a paddy, it can be a wheat. A combine, it is a complete process for threshing as well as winnowing and grading the food grains. Next method, that is winnowing. Winnowing, it is a separation of mixture of light and heavy particle by using wind. A light particle, that can be a straw, or a lightweight sand, soil, and heavier particle like food grain. In this method we take the mixture of straw, food grains along with soil particles, sand particles in a winnow. A winnow is the apparatus in which we put the mixture, and with the help of wind energy, when there is a blowing of wind in the direction of wind, we drop the mixture of food grains that contain straw, that is the lighter particles, or soil particles or sand particles that have lighter in weight. It is going to separate from the food grain. It will settle down due to high density. So heavier particles fall straight down and the lighter particles are carried by wind. Winnowing with the help of winnow. It cannot be done without winnow and wind energy. Only blowing of wind that have wind energy can separate the heavier particle and lighter particles. So this is the best method for separating. Next is sieving. Sieving, it is a method for separating different size particles. Means sieving remove the larger particle that is not soluble in water, or different size stone particle present in the sand that can be separated with the help of sieving. We can remove the unwanted particles present in our floor with the help of sieve. SIEV, sieve. So sieve means chalni or chalni. So we can separate the husk particles, bran particles that is present along with flour with the help of sieve. We can also separate the tea leaves after making the tea with the help of a strainer. So a strainer, it is used for separating the liquid and tea leaves. We can also separate sand from the mixture of sand and different size stone particles with the help of sieving. That the sieve size is larger if you compare for the sieving process for the separation of unwanted impurities present in the flour. So we can select the size of sieve pour as per our requirements. Next method is sedimentation. Sedimentation means that is process of settling down solid particle in a liquid. If we are taking a mixture of soil particles, sand particles along with water and put in the glass, we left it. After some time, what we find? We find the larger size particles, the impurity that is insoluble, it will settle down. When it settle down, means there is separation of the pure water with impurities that is present at the bottom. On the basis of density, it will settle down. So sedimentation and decantation both are consecutive process for separation of particles. Without decantation, there is no importance of sedimentation. Purpose of sedimentation is just to remove the pure particles and impurities from the mixture of solid particles inside the liquid water. So decantation, it is the process of separating the liquid from the sediments. By sedimentation and decantation, we can separate a mixture of sand and water. If you are going to take, suppose, a small quantity of sand, put in the water, pure water, then for a certain period of time it may be appear to solubilize, but when you left it sorry, after some time it will settle down at the bottom of the glass, and then slowly and slowly, without disturbing the sedimented sand present along with water, we can decant the water from that glass to other container or other glass. So we can separate impurities or pure water, impurities like sand, and pure water with the process of sedimentation and decantation. Next, we can also separate two immiscible liquid. What do you mean by two immiscible liquid? Means one is water and one is fat or oil. Any oil, it can be vegetable oil like coconut oil, sunflower oil, or mustard oil, or even you can concern with the petroleum. So how can you separate? Due to different property, you can learn these things, means they have different property. Water has different property, and this oil that is organic in nature have different property, means their water is polar, and the oil that is mustard oil or sunflower oil or coconut oil or even petroleum, they are non-polar. So two similar type of liquid can mix. Alcohol can mix with water, but this fatty acid, that is fat or oil, cannot mix with water. So for this purpose we can use separating funnel. With the help of separating funnel, we can left it for some times, and with the help of this separating funnel, we can separate the water and non-polar compounds. Next, that is evaporation. You know evaporation, that is, it is a process of conversion of liquid into water vapor. You know what is evaporation? Means we are going to remove the liquid form into water vapor form, that is gaseous form. Example, by evaporating we can separate the solid dissolved in liquid by heating the mixer. Like if you dissolve 1 spoon or 2 spoon of common salt or table salt in water, we can separate it. But how can you separate? We can separate with the help of heating. First, heating will make the water into water vapors. If you proceed for continuous heating up to 100 degrees Celsius, whole liquid water converted into water vapor, and it will remove out from the liquid mixture along with salt. So the water boil and evaporate, and salt is remain left in the dish when you use the Bunsen burner and dishes that contain mixture of common salt or table salt and water. So this is the process for separating the solid mixture along with the liquid water. Next process, that is we can also proceed the separation of substance through filtration. So how can you proceed the process of filtration? A word indicate of filtration means it is the utilization of filter, that is micrometer in size. So if you see the process of filtration, means filter have different pore size in micrometer level. We can do this filtration process with the help of a strainer. Filtration and sieving, just both are similar process, but the pore size of both the sieve and filter are different. In case of filter, the pore size is very small, but in case of sieve, SIV, the pore size is very larger. So we can separate larger size particle through sieve, but if you are using a filter, then very microscopic size particles or very smaller size particles can be separated with the help of a strainer or cloth or filter paper. By filtration, we can separate the tea leaves. I have already discussed this in the sieving, but we can also say that is the process of filtration. And we can separate the sand from water. If the sand particle is very minute, very small, then we can use the filter papers. We can also separate the bacterial size particle with the help of the filter, that is the nitrocellulose membrane filter, that is bacteriostatic, or separate the bacteria. So filtration generally utilize the filter membrane on the basis of the pore size of the filter. We can select the substance to be filtered. If the size particle is very larger but impurities particle is very smaller, we cannot separate from the liquid mixture of that solid particles. So for separation of bacteria from the liquid, we can use the very minute microscopic filter. That is, the process of filtration only occur by filtration. I have already discussed the evaporation. Now, next process, that is I have already discussed how can you separate the sand and common salt. This is a mixture of two different impurities in a same solvent, a liquid. What happens? When you add sand in water, it will not dissolve. But when you add common salt in water along with sand, then salt will dissolve. So first we proceed the process of filtration. What? First we separate the sand from the mixture of sand and common salt in water. After separation of the sand with the help of filter, then we proceed for process of evaporation. Means first we supply the heat. Heat will convert liquid water into water vapor. So whatever the water there in the liquid mixture along with the common salt, whole water converted into water vapor, and we get only common salt. In this way we can separate both the impurities like sand, common salt that is sodium chloride or table salt, both are same, and water. Next, that is the saturated solution. What do you mean by saturated solution? A solution in which we cannot dissolve any more of the substance. Any more of substance. For preparing a saturated solution of common salt, you have to take 1 glass of water and you add a teaspoon of salt to it and stir it till it dissolves. Stir means give the movement along with a spoon inside the water so that it can dissolve and disappear. We proceed this process till no more salt can be dissolved. After sometimes, when we add the salt is going to settle down at the bottom. Still, we continue the process of stirring. Means, if we applying the movement along with the spoon inside the liquid water, even then no salt is going to dissolve or disappear. But when we apply the heat, again it can dissolve. So just I am going to explain the saturated solution. Means if no more salt can be dissolved at a certain point, a certain time, then we can say it is a saturated solution. Water dissolves different amount of different substance in it. Water is a universal solvent. Just to perform this experiment, you take 2 beakers, one beaker and other beaker have the same volume size. We add equal amount of water in both the beaker. Then in one beaker we add the salt, and in other beaker we can add sugar. But salt, it can quickly dissolve. Why it is going to quickly dissolve? Because salt, there is a breakdown of salt into its constituent. That is, salt is made up of sodium and chlorine. You will learn this thing in higher class. And it forms the ions. Ions means charged particles. That's why, due to ionic nature, it can quickly dissolve. But sugar, it cannot form ions, but it can dissolve in water. But the rate of dissolving that sugar in water is slower than salt due to non-ionic nature of sugar. So, if we compare the rate of dissolving the salt and sugar, salt will dissolve faster, in fast rate than sugar, because salt is ionic in nature and sugar is non-ionic in nature. This is the experimental truth that is proved by scientists because of ionic and non-ionic nature of the substance. One is salt, that is ionic in nature. It will break down into its constituent elements or substance like sodium and chlorine. But this sugar cannot break down, glucose cannot break down. That's why rate of dissolving the sugar in water is slower. But water is a universal solvent due to high dielectric constant. That due to this property, dielectric constant property, water is used as universal solvent. Means it can dissolve. It can be dissolved completely, it can be dissolved partially, or it can be dissolved the solute or any substance sparingly in a small amount. So this is the experimental procedure to find out the method for Thanks and have a nice day.